The original 88 Pro Football Hall of Famer, and now the man who's going to be the ambassador for the 100th East-West Shrine Bowl. It is Drew Pearson. How are you today, sir?
Oh, I'm great. I'm hanging out with all these Shriners, and it's been a great day hanging with them. And we got the big game coming up on January 30th, the East-West Shrine game. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to be the ambassador.
Are you missing the luncheon right now to do this interview?
No, we bought the Shriners luncheon.
Yeah.
No, we've already had the press conference and all that kind of stuff, and I said I got to be on the fan, so we dropped everything.
Love it.
So that we can be here for you.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, Drew. Do you get like a crown and a staff for being the ambassador? What do you get to wear?
Well, I didn't get a hat today, but I took one off one of the Shriners' heads, and I said, "This is my new hat." Mm-hmm. And I put it on. I put it on backwards initially, and they corrected that. But their hats are unique, and when you see these hats coming, you know it's a Shriner.
That's true.
And you don't have to read the name on it or anything. The style of the hat, the color of the hat, when you put that on, you know it's a Shriner. Either approaching you or walking away from you or supporting you or helping you. That's what the Shriners do.
I don't want to improperly use this, but does the hood, does that ever get you out of an awkward situation? Because I was saying I would really like, if I was in a conversation I just did not want to be in anymore, if I could just look at that person and they just said something and I was like, hood, and just left. Do you think that would work for me?
Yes, it would, It works in so many different situations, You could be serious and say, hut, or you can be, and joking and say, hut. So it's a crossover type expression. So it could work for you. It could work against you. But me being the original number 88, it works for me. And, I started doing that a few years ago, and it just kind of caught on. And now when people see me, they say, hut, and then they say, hey, Drew. But the hut always comes first. But,
I've literally been saying that all morning in anticipation.
I'll let you guys use it if you need it, all right? To get inspired.
Now, Drew, one of my favorite moments, you were up in the studio here, and we were kind of hanging out talking in one of the prep rooms, and I asked you about catch radius, and you were like, I didn't have a catch radius. I had a zip code. You just throw it in that zip code, and I'm going to catch it. And when it comes to CeeDee Lamb, does he represent that pretty well too?
Oh, without a doubt. You saw the season he had last year, the catches he made. The defenses knew he was going to be the man, and he still was able to get open and beat coverages, whether it's double coverage or single coverage. And, you throw the ball in his radius, he catches it. I don't remember CeeDee dropping anything from last season. Of course, the 88, we don't drop nothing. We don't even drop phone calls. That ain't our fault. But CeeDee had a nice season. Just think about the offense if CeeDee wasn't there. You take him out of that offense from last season, you see how crude it was without CeeDee. But CeeDee, helped the passing game, the downfield passing game, and he made a difference. And, again, he did it with the defense knowing and their preparation that he was going to be the guy. But also, guys, the Cowboys did a good job of disguising CeeDee, putting him in motion, lining him up in the slot, double receivers on one side and things like that to confuse the defense and keep them off balance. And Dak knows that he has a clutch receiver in CeeDee Lamb, number 88, and he goes to him in clutch situations. I just hate that he missed all that training camp time because that time is really important as far as the reps you get with your quarterback, the reps you get with the offense, and the feel you have with the offense with you being there. So he missed that time, but hopefully they can make that up and come back and have another great season between Dak and CeeDee, and then include the other guys into it. We got to take some pressure off CeeDee. Brandon Cook's got to step up. The rest of the guys got to step up. And Dak's got to make those guys better by his performance at the quarterback position as well.
Talk with Drew Pearson right here on 105.3 The Fan, the original 88. I'm glad that you talked about some of the time that CeeDee missed. I'm sure it can differ season to season, player to player, but how long did it take you to get ramped up for a season?
My rookie year?
Yeah, or just in general, like how much, I mean, even when you're a veteran, how much time did it take you to like flip that switch and really be in football shape?
As soon as you hit training camp back in the day with Tom Landry, if you ain't ready coming into our training camp, this training camp now, I was out at Oxnard for a couple of days and watched practice, and I'm thinking, man, I should go suit up. I can get through one of these practices. With baseball caps on and shorts and no shoulder pads and stuff like that. But Coach Landry's training camp was two-a-days. As a rookie, we had a whole week of two-a-days. We had 100 rookies in camp my rookie year. And at the end of that week of two-a-days, rookie camp, out of 100, there's 50 guys left. And most of those guys cut themselves. And now the next week the veterans come, and now you're trying to catch up and keep pace with them. But, it's a tough process to come through and try to make the team. But once you get there as a veteran and make the team, now training camp becomes a necessity as far as getting yourself ready for the upcoming season. And once you get yourself ready, that'll help the team, become better and get ready as well through that whole process. But you got to put in the work. You put that in training camp in the preseason. And I don't like the fact that these guys don't play any or don't have much play time in the preseason, and they're not getting knocked around, hit, and, tackled in real life NFL games. And then they go out there and play the first regular season game. And hey, once you step at NFL sidelines, you can't hide. You're going to get hit. And the to handle the contact part of the game. And not just the Cowboys, but everybody does it the same way. They hold their key players out through all the preseason, and then they play them when the regular season starts. And then you got to hold your breath that they're ready for that kind of physical part of the game, because there's no way to escape that once this regular season starts.
Hall of Famer Drew Pearson right here on the K&C Masterpiece on 105.3 The Fan. I like where you're going with this conversation. I want to take it a little bit further because football is a tough man's sport. I don't know that it grows. I heard a line once that it was like, it doesn't make tough players. It is for tough people. And I wonder, from your perspective, how do you develop a tough identity as a team? Because I've felt like the Cowboys have kind of been missing that defensively and even offensively sometimes the last few years.
Well, you establish that you establish that in practice, and again with the new rules, the collective bargaining agreement, the players can do what they can do in practice, and how many practices they can have. It's hard to get that. So these current guys have to find that missing piece of the game to be successful in the game. They got to find that out on their own, and once you become a veteran, you know how to pace yourself. You know what you got to do to face the adversity, the challenges of the upcoming season. So you just go out there and do it, and you do your job the best you can, and hopefully it's good enough and help the team win some football games. Because it's all about winning. We got away from what the main thing about stepping out there as a Dallas Cowboy and playing and representing the Cowboys. It's not you individually. It's the team, and it's all about winning. You win in this town. These guys making a lot of money now. My signing bonus was $150.
Whoa.
Okay, I got my signing bonus in cash. I got paid 720s in the 10. I didn't hold out for $200. I said, you pay me that signing bonus in cash, I'll sign right now. And so they paid me that in cash. But now look at the money they're making now. So they got that. Don't worry about that. Try to get another. CeeDee, you got that contract. Having that enough player that you get another one of those kind of contracts. He's still a year. So the game has changed in that regard, but it's all about winning. I still get opportunities. As a former Dallas Cowboy, and I waited 38 years to get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But all that time, I've been a former Dallas Cowboy. Mm-hmm. And because of the success we had in developing and becoming America's team during my tenure with the Cowboys, playing 11 seasons, playing in 7 NFC Championship games and 3 Super Bowls and winning 1, now you can extend your life as a Dallas Cowboy in your life after football and use it. I used it to get into the NFL properties, to sell headwear for 9 years for the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, Disney, Warner Brothers. And every time I went in there and mentioned I always put Dallas Cowboy first. Dallas Cowboy Drew Pearson. And then you always got in the door, and it's up to you to sell yourself and get that business. But you always get in the door as a Dallas Cowboy, and this isn't my life after football. So these guys making a lot of money, maybe they're going to be set for their life after football. I don't know, maybe. But if they want to establish or have a great life after football, develop some recognition, team success while you're a Dallas Cowboy. And even when you're in your 70s, people will respect you and still give you opportunities to represent yourself as a former Dallas Cowboy.
I love it. I love it. Do you think that's difficult at all with this franchise now when, we don't have to agree on this, but your owner definitely has a lot of those individualistic qualities with the Cowboys as well, where it seems like sometimes he cares about his message and getting his face out there more than the team winning?
Yeah, it might appear that way, but I tell you, I can't imagine no one being wanting to win more so than Jerry Jones. The franchise, the story of billions and billions of dollars, number one sports franchise and all that, on the books, but the books we want to be on. And I'm sure Jerry Jones feels the same way, because we had this conversation when we were at the, not this last Hall of Fame induction. He didn't show up. We were disappointed in that, but I know he was busy. But the year before, we had this conversation, Mr. Jones and I. Important it is to establish yourself through winning now while you're a Dallas Cowboy, and you be able to use that in your life after football. And he told me that he was more proud of what I've been able to accomplish in my life after football as a former Dallas Cowboy and establishing a life for myself after football. My last year's salary was $225. That wasn't going to be enough to live on. We worked every offseason. We had to establish ourselves in the community to get opportunities after we retired. And so, we had that conversation. I told him the most important thing is to win. And that's when people want to be associated with you. Because through winning, now you have a story to tell, what it takes to win. Dak Prescott can't go into a corporate meeting and tell these salespeople what it takes to win. Because he doesn't have that track record of winning it. He won a lot of regular season games, but not winning in a postseason when it counts. So he can't go in and give that corporate America's sales team that pitch and what it takes to win, because they're looking at him a little different. Now, if I go in there, I can go and tell them what it takes to win, and they're going to listen because I've done it. I've been there, and that goes a long way. So being a former Dallas Cowboy has meant so much to me in my life after football. Even though I didn't make any money, I made so much money. I ain't going to say that because the IRS might be listening on this call. I made a lot of money in my life after football, and I still continue to do that. Heck, I haven't played in, I don't even know. I lost count. The Hail Mary coming up on his 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm still recognized as a former Dallas Cowboy, as a Dallas Cowboy. I was coming through the airport last week, coming back from an appearance for the Dallas Cowboys. One of the people recognizes me, travelers recognizing me, taps me on the back and says, "Good luck this season, Drew." I'm so glad because my name is still out there, So that's what these players got to understand. It's nice to getting the money they're getting, being a Cowboy and getting everything that comes their way for being a Cowboy now, but if you win, you can be a Cowboy for life and benefit off of that for life. And that's what I've been doing. Not just me, but a lot of my former teammates have done the same thing. We've all gotten to some kind of business in our lives after football. And a lot of that is because of opportunities we get as a former Dallas Cowboy.
We're talking with Drew Pearson right here on 105.3 The Fan. Fantastic energy you've been bringing.
As always.
We've talked a lot about the Cowboys, but I'm also curious. I mean, one of the reasons you're here is you're going to be ambassador for the 100th edition of the East-West Shrine Bowl, which is Thursday, January 30th of 2025, of course, at AT&T Stadium. How did you get involved in them or in this, and maybe why did you want to get involved?
Well, first of all, they asked me,
Yeah.
And so they threw it out there, and I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I've been a lot of things. I've been called a lot of things, especially by the Philadelphia Eagle fans, but I've never been called an ambassador. And first thing I asked, what does an ambassador do? What is that about? What's the commitment? And so once they explained that, I said, well, I'm honored to have this opportunity. Again, these are the opportunities you get in your life after football, because of the success you had while you're playing. And that a brand, that association with the Dallas Cowboys extends to opportunities like this, And so I'm proud. Guys, back in the day when I was playing at Tulsa University, I had moved a receiver going into my junior year. And so I only caught 55 passes in 2 years. 33 passes I caught my senior year. And I was hoping that the East-West Shrine Bowl or the Senior Bowl would select me so that I could have an opportunity to showcase some of my talents with all these great players on a different level. And maybe that would inspire some of these scouts that watch these players all through the week, through their practices and their paces. Maybe it'll inspire them to draft Drew Pearson. But I didn't get the call. I didn't get to play in that game. And I was in that East-West Shrine game. And I was disappointed then because I didn't get that opportunity to showcase my talent. So, therefore, I didn't get drafted, undrafted free agent. But now I'm here 51 years later. I finally get to the East-West Shrine Bowl as an ambassador, Now, I can't go out there and catch any passes, but I guarantee you I'm going to enjoy myself as an ambassador for this game. And I know what it's all about, helping the children, helping children's families that have disabilities, that have challenges, that have adversities in their lives, and how they support so many families over the years. 100 years they've been around, and they've helped so many children and families. They said today 1.5 million children and families they've helped over that 100 years. So that's what this game is all about, raising funds so that the Shriners can continue to do what they do and help so many children and so many children's families. And then it gives out these players an opportunity to showcase their talents against other players that are on their talent or of equal level as far as talent is concerned. And so it gives them a great opportunity to improve themselves, possibly improve their draft position and things like that. So the East-West Shrine Bowl game has a lot of purposes. But again, let's not lose sight of the real purpose, and that is to raise funds so that these Shriners continue to do what they do in helping children through the children's hospitals and helping parents that support these children. And guys, they do it without even asking for any financial help. They don't even care what your insurance status is. They just step up when needed to these young men. And we had a young man there named Colton, and he played high school football, and he suffered, he's got, a leg problem and all that. But despite his setback, his attitude is unbelievable. And the reason is because the support the Shriners have given him, the encouragement that they have given him, the prosthetic that he can use now on his amputated leg from the knee down. And he has a normal life now because of that. Now he can't go out there and play any football anymore, but he can have a normal life. And that's what the Shriners do for so many children. And Colton was one of those examples that presented himself today at the press conference.
And outstanding stuff. We appreciate your time very much. Looking forward to the game, January 30th, 2025 at AT&T Stadium. Thank you very much to the original 88, Drew Pearson.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having the original 88.